Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready and put on those tinfoil hats because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony Cece. Tony Cece. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to another RC Conspiracies podcast. I wasn't actually going to do one tonight. I was going to do a continuation of the build, but we just kind of put that on hold because there's stuff out there that's happening and we should talk about it. So let's do that tonight, all right? I've got a little bit of a different setup. Hopefully everything's going to work all right for us here because, I'm using StreamYard. I had to send in my mixer board and some other things, and so my setup isn't quite the same, but we're going to try and make it work and see how it goes. It'll be fun because it does allow me to have all of the comments right here in front of my face, which is pretty awesome. So I can see everything as it's happening for the most part. What is going on, Matthew Mortillo? You know some inside scoop. I sent you a couple messages, man. Some crazy stuff happening. Bar Harbor Basher, what is going on, my friend? We need to talk. I always love talking to you. Green Frogs in the house. Trail Critter RC, Roadside RC, Voodoo Truckin'. Kevin Gibbs, I don't know if I said that already. Ryan's RCs. How's it going? What is going on, Ryan? Road Raptor, JMRCs, lots of people in here. Christopher Chandler was in early, thinking that he heard that the Kyosho is 1/24 scale. I kind of wish so, in some ways, but it's 12 scale, so that's good too. We'll tell you why in a little while. We'll get into it. That's not the first thing that we're going to talk about, because there's other stuff going on. So let's get into some of the things that are going on. But first, we always like to take an obscene little break here to talk about the merch that we've got on our YouTube store. So you can pick these up through Teespring. We've got RC Conspiracy shirts. We've got CCXRC shirts, pillows even, I guess. You got these banner things. I've actually got one of the RC Conspiracy banners. They're huge. I actually wouldn't probably recommend one unless you want to have a really big banner. If you got a big garage or something, then it would look cool, or a big store or track or something like that. Anyway, the stuff is on here. It's easy to find now because it's right on the YouTube channel. They make it easy. These, however, that you see right here on my head, these are going to be coming, guys. I finally was able to get a hold of the person that does my embroidery, Hickory Embroidery, and she's going to be doing them. She's not closed down. Takes a little while longer to get the hats in from the distributor because of shipping and all that. Shipping's crazy right now, guys. So it's going to take a little bit longer. Once she gets them, she'll make them for me. I already paid them up. I'll be selling them. I've already got boxes here that are like hat boxes. I YouTubed how to ship hats, and so I've got 7x7 or 8x8 inch boxes, and those are ready to go. So I've got tape and some of the other stuff, plastic things to put them in from my t-shirt stuff that I used to do. So it's going to be good. I need to not look so red. Let's try and add a little blue in here. Maybe that's better. All right. So, these will be coming. The camo ones that everybody wants. I do have some black ones if people do want black. I have those ready to order. And you just have to reach out to me. I think it's about $25 shipped, because I'm going to be paying about $5 shipping on them all, and they run about $20 to buy the hats, get them embroidered, all that. So, plus the boxes and the plastics and all that, all the little things. Not trying to make any money on it, just people want them. I'll try and get them out. All right. So, so roadside RC. So, how much money am I going to spend tomorrow on a new C? $4,500. That's my guess. Did you watch the Low C video? We're going to talk about that. Low C was talking monster trucks yesterday. How's it going, L Volkswagen? They're not fitted. They're trucker hats. I should show you guys. You can see my hair's all messed up. They're trucker hats. I got a big old head, so I'm wearing them with a 2, and it still gives me a little bit. I bet if I rounded it, it definitely loosens it up. Go full on trucker with it, like that. But I like it nice and flat. Anyway, enough with the hats and the merch and all that stuff. We will say that I did post a While My Batteries Charge podcast quickly before I had to send off my mixer to get it fixed by Rode. I think I had been doing live streaming for something else, and I think I got way too hot of a line or something. I don't know. 2 of the channels are just dirty sounding, and they're not good. But 3 and 4 were great, so I used that to do the podcast. It's about 45 minutes. I kind of did a brain dump. I hadn't done one in like 2 weeks almost. And so talked about the SMT10 build, what's coming up with builds, drag racing, monster truck drag racing, the Arma Typhon Success jump, which of my RC cars I would get rid of. I got onto a tangent for some reason just because I think I said that the Primal RC is my new favorite RC in there. It's the one, if I had to get rid of everything, I would keep that one. We could only have one RC. But then I got into this whole thing of like, what would I keep and what wouldn't I keep? And I don't know why I went down that rabbit trail, because it made that whole segue to the Primal RC really long, and I almost forgot what I was going to talk about with the Primal RC. But that to a BMXer kind of getting on us for running at the BMX place, which I haven't done in probably 5 months, but whatever, I digress. Matthew Mortillo says, I don't know anything about solid axle monster trucks. That guy is a genius builder right there, man. And he's got some cool stuff coming for his Primal RC that he's been working on. He's shown us some pictures over on the Primal RC page where he's lowered it and done some stuff with the shocks to get him turned in. He's working on a new steering link setup in the front, which is nice. And so I'm excited about that because I need my steering. I've got mine going like this at this point. It's all messed up. What's going on, Swampers RC? And I could tighten it up a little bit. Bar Harbor Basher says he could change my mind with a 1/5 crawler. You know, crawlers just aren't my thing. Not like monster trucks are. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it's probably the best 1/5 crawler out there, knowing because you built it. But, you know, you put me a crawler versus monster truck half the time. 3/4 of the time, 90% of the time, I'm always going to choose the monster truck. It's just who I am. But your crawler does do a whole lot of... Yours are pretty beefy, man. So I don't know that I actually showed the the podcast earlier. Getting used to the new software thing. Already one glitch for tonight. But that's... the podcast setup if you want to get over there and check it out. I don't know if I showed the t-shirts either, but there they are. I was looking at them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I was showing them. But the hats, I think that's when I came back, was to talk about the hats. So I think I nailed that part. But anyway, lots of stuff going on. I do need to get back to that screen because we're going to be going on to the next topic. First things first, I have my list. I literally have a tab set up on my computer. And what I do is I just go up and say RC pages to check. I right click it and say open all. And it just starts opening all the pages basically like you see here. And I do this every day, just seeing what's out there, looking for things. And I don't have every small niche thing. I need to get more things in there like Knights Customs, some of that stuff. I have like Vanquish and some of the other things that aren't like the biggest, the names like Traxxas and Low C and them. But I have Element, I have Kyosho, I have, HPI, even Viterra, although their stuff doesn't seem to update ever, which maybe that's a conspiracy. I don't know. Play the music, but I don't have the little keypad thing. So just pretend. Dwayne Goodwin, shout out to Freestyle RC. Freestyle RC is awesome, definitely. So Matt Morpillo says videos hopefully this weekend of the Raminator. So I'm excited about that. I am. He's the guy that did the backflip with the Raminator off the tree. He had the TMR engine in that like 30-minute video that was over on Foundry RC. So Gary shot this video, and they were like running 3 of them. One was like a Corvette body on it, and a stock one, and then Mortillo's definitely had the pep in it. But he did a backflip off a tree at some point too. So crazy. His run's super good, and he's just doing a whole bunch of stuff with it. How's it going, Peter? My buddy Peter. You guys have seen his videos on here. He is in the chat. You've seen him before we go out crawling. Haven't been recently, but we need to get out there. Because I did just get out, and I should send myself a picture over here. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll open up. I can actually, because StreamYard's so easy to work with, I can open up Final Cut over there. I can show you guys some stuff that we're working on with another crawler setup. Proving Grounds version 2. Actually, I can just Facebook it. We can go to CCXRC Facebook. Ooh, I got people messaging me. Need to get to those. I have to scroll through so much just to get to the posts. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about. We're live there. So yeah, so here's what we were doing. Get rid of that. All right. So we're building one of these. I was teaching the boys quarantine cutting lessons, how to use a skill saw and chop saw and nail gun. How to measure stuff, how to make a little template of one, and then use that for your measurement for the rest so you can quickly get through this stuff. So we did that, and it's turned out pretty cool. So we had out our axials yesterday, my Capra, which I absolutely love that thing, and then the Wraith. And we made the track this time a little bit, or course, a little bit wider, so it could handle the Capra easier, but still narrow enough that it would do the SCX-10s. So... oh, here we go. Trail Critter RC has some stuff. Says someone from Axial was on the Harley's live chat and said Viterra is no more. They're just providing parts for the current cars and trucks. Well, that's good of them to do that. So I do remember he was on there. I watched a lot of Harley's live stuff, and I did watch a lot of that. They were having a good chat, and I think he was sitting in his garage, and they were talking about a bunch of stuff. I think he had a Jeep maybe in there with him or something. I don't remember. My brain's not there anymore. But Sticky's RC's in here. Brandon Timlin, how's it going, guys? So that was just a quick stop off. But this is the new news right now. The new hotness. Tamiya TC01 Formula E Gen 2. We'll take a look at that. Look at how great that looks. Does not look like it's going to be as sticker heavy as some other stuff from Tamiya, which is good. But if you want to paint it up to look like that, there's going to be some masking involved there for sure. So we'll see. Mine would probably be very plain. Very plain. But definitely looks good. I like the stylings of this one. They've got videos of it, which, okay, we got the volume off. We can show you a little bit of it here running. That's pretty right there. Not gonna lie. I like that. Almost looks like a Batmobile. Fern Solo says it looks like a car from the Jetsons. But what's neat, when you see inside this thing, there's video of it from a Japanese show where they take the body off it and they kind of show some of it. We'll look at that in a second. It looks really good. It's very cool setup. New chassis design. And so it's pretty slick. Not breaking any world speed records with these laps that they're doing right here by any stretch of the imagination. But that's all right. So RC Driver has here, you can actually see they've got some catalog black and white shots of the interior. But Brad Kalman sent me this video, and it was a live stream they did, which they did a pretty good job with. Multiple cameras, different people in different spots showing this off. And there they take off the top. You can actually see the openings there. Check that out. I couldn't tell that detailing when I was looking at it for the in the other videos. But yeah, really cool. You can see where the shocks are. Traxxas, do you see how those shocks are laid out? Just curious. So it's got that. It's actually a little bit different. That's a pretty interesting design on it. Pretty cool. The single peg, I'm good at breaking those things off. They're not fun to go in and fix, though, when you have to either. Get into the other side of that nut or that screw head to hold it to screw new one on. It's not my favorite thing. But yeah, they'll be nice and quiet like the real deal, right? Electric Formula E car. Anyway, you can see it's kind of a mid-motor design. Pretty slick. Not going to sit here on it for too long. I don't know enough about it or Tamiya stuff in general. But plastic. Looks like it's going to come in at a pretty good price point, so that's good. Here's some stuff to talk about. You guys saw this monster truck people did yesterday. So Losi's talking monster trucks again. Solid axles. This time with Bari Musauer, who drives the zombie monster truck in real life. And he came through it. He told his whole story about how he came through running monster trucks as RCs and went up and actually became a driver through that, which is pretty cool. And I'm sure it made a lot of people really think, man, I could do this. You know, I was thinking, maybe I could do monster trucks for real. But not unless I win the lotto and pay my way in, probably. They wouldn't be wanting my driving skills in there. So... yeah, anyway, here it says Mike Hess makes the axles that are in this video. They show it off. They show him running with the Dennis Anderson stuff, doing his first runs. And then they go through and they look at how this is built. And the reason Losi had him on, I kid about it, you know, conspiracy-wise. They are talking monster trucks, so that's interesting. But it's because he's, you know, they're doing a lot of live streaming, but he used a lot of Losi parts. Like, this is mainly like a Losi DBXL as far as what he put into this truck. There's a lot of parts that he took from that, like the diffs and drive shafts, stuff like that, that are out of that. And we'll show you a little bit of the run footage he just posted from it, which looks really good. Really good. So Brett Ludwig says, lawsuit, ? I don't think so. I was just joking. I mean, Traxxas has been doing it for a long time. Cantilever shocks, but yeah, Basher Boy says Traxxas will be upset. But I don't know how big a motor they can stick in there. I didn't look at it. Looked pretty tight in there to me, but we'll see. We'll see. Tim Arnold says, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of brushless conversions. I'm just not convinced that it would be worth converting the Ram. I think we'll have to wait and see. There's a couple guys out there. I think there's a race to get it done first for the Raminator. And I think it's going to be pretty impressive when they do it. And the reason it might be worth it is because right now to do it with a motor to get more power costs a lot of money. So to do the TMR engine, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I haven't looked at it in a few weeks, and my brain's, like I said, is pretty foggy these days. But I think it's like $1,300. That's without the pipe. So you're looking at probably another $1,500 with the pipe to put a TMR motor in there, which will give it a lot more pep, especially on that low end. The RC Max setup, I think, is in that range or more. I'm kind of hoping and waiting to see too. I know like OBRs is working on something, and you know, a lot of their stuff for the Losi 5, even, you know, you can get a souped up motor and pipes for like $800, something like that, I believe. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I'm waiting to see what people are doing. It's still early, but honestly, guys, I love mine how it is. So I'm going to show you Bari's running here in a second. It says we have 3 sets of the axle housings available right now. So we'll pull up a picture of the housings, what those look like, because they're pretty cool, what the housings look like. for these Hess axles are one of the most beautiful axle sets that you'll see. But I'll see what I can do to pull that up. I'm trying to think of where it was. I can probably just search Bari. We'll show you the video of this thing. Well, no, we'll go custom RC monster trucks. We'll start here because this has, in fact, I already have it pulled up. So there it is. It's actually even running the MTXL wheels and tires on it, which are hard to find right now. They are sold out, but there, look at that. Actually, you can see it there in the back. That is beautiful. Trying to blow it up, it's not working. But you can see kind of the designs of these. It's running the 8th or the 5th scale motors that they use for the DBXL, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. It's got custom sway bars, custom axles, custom bottom links. I think the top links were used from something else he said. I don't remember what it was. So yeah, I pulled this up too. Like, to get that kit though, I was looking into it. It's hard to find the wheels or the tires now. So if you don't have an MTXL or have access to these tires or don't live in the UK, it'd be curious to see how these ship from the UK to the US, but on eBay, if they do, there's few places that have it. But yeah, so that's something that's happening. And in that picture, yeah, here it shows Bari running this. So this is 5th scale, guys, a little bit smaller than the Raminator, but check that thing out. That thing is wheeling, tearing up the grass. Almost wants to do a backflip, and I've been told that he's not, maybe hitting half power here, that this thing has even more that it can open up. They said it's crazy what he's got going on here. But he's got a zombie body on that. You can see the arms flailing around. Such a cool truck. And Hess has, it said he has 3 axle sets left. Make that 2 now. But they're $325 per axle, I think, is what it runs for him. So it's like $650 plus shipping to get in. And then also they had Jason Rona here. I got this from Mike Eaton, who built this truck for somebody, using Bari's design and all that stuff. And Jason Rona was at the Monster Jam Orlando, is I think where this one was, and he was skying it off of their little Monster Jam track. Yeah, it looks like the Orlando setup, Camping World Stadium in the back. So it's a mean little truck. It's only 40 pounds instead of 80 pounds, but it's moving that 40 pounds pretty quickly, and looks pretty good, I think. So there's Jason Rona, and that was video taken by Mike Eaton, and they were all talking about this. Here's somebody, Brandon Scott says he has to finish building his. Look at his, he's got a Scooby-Doo body going on that. That's crazy. But it's a good size. There it is on a countertop. Gives you a little bit of a sense of scale. So let me jump back over here. We'll look at some of the comments. Chat with you guys for a bit. Driftomaniacs is in. What's going on? RC Amigos. How are you, man? RC Amigos. I got his, if you look on my Instagram and that too, you'll see the, or Facebook. Am I still pulled up on here? I still am. His, he's selling these RC stands that are awesome. They're made out of metal. There they are. And they have different ways that you can mount them. So let me pull this back up here. So here I'm using 2 of them. I ordered several because it's the proceeds were going to benefit the 11 Charlie RC, who's another great YouTuber. He does a lot the Monday live hangouts and all that. And he was saying how buying these right now, RC Amigos is going to be buying trucks that are going to go to the veteran builds that he does. But you can see there's a couple different options here, cutouts to drop your axles in. I chose this one to do, kind of display it like this. Almost done with this build, guys. Just have to assemble the wheels and get the body and all that mounted, but it's looking good. Actually bind it as well. But here's a different type of angle using it, just holding up one of the sets of, if I'm working on one set of axles or whatever, and just need to hold up the one side, I can do that. Here it is using it like a normal stand. It's tough with these trucks because of the way that the links are set up. Any stand is really hard with these, I find. That's where it's really cool like this to have it set up. And these do get the flat spots in the wheel, so it's nice to get him up off the ground. Anyway, I just want to give him a shout out because I really do. His work on these looks really stellar. He made me one here with my logo in it, which is pretty cool. So I got 4 of them. Plus he gave me bonus little zombie and Bigfoot made out of metal to put out on my trail, which is going to go up on my trail, of course. It's going to be cool. So yeah, but so we're doing this live, but it feels like I've been live a lot because I have, and we've been doing a lot of the don't need to see me over there. A lot of the build series on. Now we're streaming that. That's why I have this StreamYard set up, and it was quick for me to set up for tonight because I'm using that to do my builds and other type of live stuff is going through StreamYard. Kevin Gibbs, man, stay safe, says tornado warnings going off there. Matt says, send a PM with his message. All right, Hess Axles. I can pull that up. I saw Bar Harbor asking to pull up his Instagram page, so I'm going to do that off on the side here while I'm talking. If you guys want to let me know what else you want to see, if there's anything you want me to pull up and see, we can do that kind of thing tonight as well. There's quite a few. You can see all the tabs I've got set up here. Bar Harbor, there he is, BHB. How far am I going down, would you say here, man? Let's just pull him up and we'll give him a showing here. So he does a really cool build with the Yeti. That is not the Yeti XL, but that's looking nice. That's the Red Cat. So Bar Harbor, there's a delay here, man. Oh, here it is. Here he is holding it up. So that's not getting me the axle super close up. So is this the axle picture you're wanting to see where you're doing the internals? No, that's the camo. Trying to find the right one because he does this extended Yeti setup that's really cool. RC Amigo says kids are freaking out watching right now. We're gonna get him on here hopefully with JJ to talk about some of the stuff that they're doing for the scale world. The 24 scale even. So Travis Paul says the Titan was at Showdown last year. Yes, I saw it there. I think it was at Showdown. Was it only there the first year? I know Matthew Mortillo had his at the Showdown the previous year when it was in that indoor. Well, they're both indoor, but it was on like the soccer fields or whatever with the AstroTurf. So that was pretty cool. RC Basher Boy says he has the Yeti XL and love it. Dude, you'll love it even more if you talk to Bar Harbor Basher about your axles, man. He says the short vid of the Red Raptor. All right. Is it toward the top? I'm kind of scrolling quickly as I'm just going here. Red Raptor video. Let's see if we can't find that for him and show it. There's the camo. He was doing some cool stuff, too, with the FPV. Excellent. So there's the red one up on top of the truck. Or not the truck, the UTV. That's a mean looking truck. Here we go. This looks like it has a play on it. Look at the axles there. Whoo-wee. What shocks are you running on that too? That's nice. Look at that articulation. That thing will twist right up, man. Oh, man. That's sick. Back tire drop. Oh, there it is. Very nice. So that's a big crawler right there. Oh, I still got this up. Let it play for a little bit again as we talk. So, yeah, I mean, people are doing some impressive stuff. I know Werner Sline's been looking at this and has got me looking at the Hess stuff again because he's been trying. He builds some of the craziest, gnarliest solid axle bashers. I think it's like 8 scale, 7 scale. I don't know what he calls it exactly. But they're stupid insane how much abuse he puts them through and what they take. And one of them is built off of like the idea or the transmission of a Sen Reaper. 18 inches of articulation, he says. Oh, man. Wow. So he says there's a video of it in his shop. That's cool looking. See if it's further down. That's outside. That's got some close-up looking stuff, though. Yeah, that's impressive. What else do we got? Is it this one? This might be it. With the Monster Juice. So it shows you a Monster Energy can there. Gives you some idea. Look at the spikes coming out of the wheels. Holy cow. That thing is twisted up. Whoa. Matthew Mortillo's asking what axles are running underneath the Red Raptor. That gives it a better sense of scale. Wow. Seeing it in the shop like that. Those are nice looking axles, man. All right, we're going to come back here for a second and RC Basher Boy says he's bashed his Yeti XL and the only issues he's had was the steering issues. All right, we're going to come back here for a second and whoops. My phone I just tapped on somehow. And now it's playing. I was testing the audio when we were doing that intro. So you guys wonder why I do the intro music and all that. It's so I can get on and make sure audio is coming through. All right, we'll see RC Amigos. Tim Arnold wants that Raptor. Yeah, man, me too. So let me see. I got to go back here. I'm trying to pull up Mortillo's post here. Where'd it go? So I can see it. It's not showing it to me. Okay, here we go. Let me add this to this monitor, and then we can go through it. I need to make sure, though, that I don't show other stuff. Okay, these are great shots. All right. So here we've got a preview we'll do of Mortillo's fifth scale that he did. Let me see here. There it goes. Let's fly through some of these. Look at that. That looks nice. So now you have a different chassis, though. You had your own chassis, I believe, made, if that's correct, using the Hess axles. And you have like a cantilever rear suspension setup, it looks like, to me as well, through Freestyle RC. So this thing's trick, that chrome paint on there looks pretty epic as well. tearing through some dirt. Oh, so you got 4 steer on yours too. That's nice. I'll probably want to do 4 steer. See, this is where I saw it. This is at the Salad Showdown in Richmond. And you were sending off of some of the little obstacles there, I believe. I believe it was your truck that was doing that. There, see, that's that cantilever suspension. That's awesome. This stuff is crazy. Solid axles is where it's going, man. We want more of it. It's sitting back pretty good right there. Okay, so here it is. This is scale for you guys that are wondering, that have seen this. Lucre, if you're not in here and you watch this later, this is where you see it. We're 37 minutes in. And that's it next to the Primal. So the Primal it's a big boy. It is a big boy. So, yeah. Really cool. Thanks for sharing that, man. I was freaked out. I was like, wait, where's his rear shocks at first? I'm having trouble trying to find shocks for something I'm working on someday. Or, oops. Yeah, shocks are... What else are we talking about? Okay, Scooby-Doo. eBay. That's not supposed to be there. The DR10 is been announced, and it is finally dropping and hitting stores. Mine is still not. It's still not shipped yet, so I'm looking forward to that coming. That was the other thing I did in the podcast, and I went kind of through a rundown of some of the stuff that I've got that I'm going to be working on here. So the dragster was one of them. The bomber's coming in. We've got that. I still have to do the unboxing of the Kyosho, the 24 scale. I'm going to talk about Kyosho a little bit later. Cool thing coming that I really like and want from them, and then a really big gripe that I have with them right now. So 2 things. Both new. One not shown very much at all. Matthew says, this truck is now owned by Donald Epidendio. Innovative RC. I was trying to ask, what's the Innovative RC about, Matthew? I forget. And I missed Basher, Bar Harbor Basher. Who did you say the axles were? I think I missed that. Where the axles came from on your big red. All right, Fern Souls, I just got to work early. See you, Fern. Okay, Donald owns the real Titan monster truck. Very cool. Doesn't he also own the other Titan that Jason Rona was running at World Finals? Okay, UK-based company. All right, so I'm loving this car. I think it's super cool. So they did all this paint and weathering applied to an already stock body, and it looks really cool. Having John Schultz there is pretty awesome at Team Associated. Really cool stuff coming. He's doing a lot of live streaming. If you guys aren't following him on Facebook, I recommend it. And yeah, lots of tips. He's on a ton of stuff. He's going to be on the Harley Designs Scale Builders Guild next live stream. He was on the Tim Smith Speed podcast. What I can't think of what the name of that is. But I listened to it and I can't think of the name of it. But he was just on there. They called him in to find out when that was going to drop. Tim Smith Racing, TSR, Speed Shop RC podcast. That's why I couldn't get it. I was trying to think. I knew it was Tim Smith Racing, but I couldn't figure out where the S. Yeah, Speed Shop. So I knew it was TSR, and I was trying to think Tim Smith Racing podcast. That ain't right. It's the TSR then Speed Shop RC podcast. So I just went and Googled it. I didn't want you guys to see that and know my tricks. But yeah, so cool stuff coming from them. I can't wait to start seeing the videos from this. I need to hit YouTube up probably after this and check it out. But what do you guys got coming in? What are you doing? I mean, I know a lot of people are, looking for things to fill time. I know a ton of people locally are buying RCs because I see it on our local Facebook groups, and there's tons of people getting like Mojaves. They're going out and running stuff, and it's fun to see what people are doing. So I'm curious what some of you guys are up to. Should point out, speaking of innovative RC, we've got Innovation RC with Brandon Botwinick and Philip Jolly tomorrow are going to be on the ARMA Live. And I'm loving this, guys. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, the RC companies and the drivers and all of that doing all of these live streams and videos that they're putting out. I'm loving it. It's such a good time to be in RC and to be learning from people. It's so cool. I just find it amazing. Axial's going live with Casey Curry, with Randall Davis from Axial. I think I read that right. But Randall Davis and Casey Curry are going to be live on the Axial. Sen Racing had a little teaser. They said the Lone Star Throwdown Texas 2020. Can you spot the soon-to-be released new trucks coming soon? So stay tuned for more infos. And I watched the video, and I saw a lot of cool trucks. I didn't see their RCs there that we've seen, and we were wondering when they're going to be coming out. But I wonder if what they meant was the real versions of the trucks that they're working on. Because this kind of looks like that truck that we were looking at, that Dually 450 in the reels right there. So that's what I'm wondering. Maybe that's what they wanted us to look for. But this just aired on the 20th. So that's a little conspiracy. We posted this when it came out. Big BRC has a question. Let's get to it. Let's get to some of your guys' questions. What is my favorite crawler? Right now, it's probably my Capra. So all I have currently, I gave away my TRX4. I have my original SCX10 Jeep, Unlimited, Casey Curry edition. And I really like it. And it's a dual motor now. So probably won't ever get rid of it. First crawler. Love it. One of the leads off the motor came unsoldered, so I do have to solder that up for running. But other than that, I have another original SCX10 that we've converted to that Jeep, Mighty Jeep thing or whatever it was. I can't think of what it's called. The funky Unimog looking one. And it's got a bunch of 3D printed parts. It looks really cool. And then I have the RGT, which is actually would have been my favorite crawler until I got the Capra. Actually, my kid's Axial Wraith 1.9 is completely stock. I think is probably one of the better handling crawlers that we have until the Capra. Love the Capra. What do you guys think about the Capra? How many of you guys out there have them? mean, I just love the way it looks when it's running. Here's some cool stuff. Oh, here we go. Trail Critters got the SCX 10.3 coming in. Sweet. I got mine. I don't know when I'm going to get to building it. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I'll wrap up this one and get through some of the other stuff to talk about. Road Raptor's waiting on a Barbarian chassis and links from CPE to build a truck. That'll be nice. Honey Walnut just finished a Black Edition Claude build. I saw it on Instagram. Looks amazing. And we can actually pull that up. I ordered one as well. The deal on these right now is so good. It's hard to pass it up. Oh, he's even got video, it looks like. Oh, wheeling out. Check it out. Looks really good, man. RC Basher Boy says he can't wait to run his Low C Tenacity DB Pro. Yeah, man, it's awesome. You will like how it handles. I know you. You're going to love it. Shay Kirtley, what's my favorite RC? Currently, the Primal RC, man. I love it. Every time I see it, I just want to run it. I can't not want to fire it up and just... I did it tonight. I ran it. Then we were actually getting out there to run the little... the other one that I'm really liking right now are the Axial Yeti Junior Can-Ams. We have so much fun with those. Let's just keep going through some of these. FPV nighttime crawling with his buddies. Sweet. Cole is building an rear-wheel drive Sakura D4 Black Edition as we speak. Came in the mail today, the kit. That's awesome, dude. Does Sen still make the Colossus? I think the Colossus and the Reaper are the same thing based on where you are. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The comments are going down way beyond where I'm at. Tim says he'd love another Claude. I hear you. I made that mistake and ordered up another one. They're like $250 at Tower Hobbies or something like that, which is $100 cheaper than the regular Claude. And it's black already, which is what I'd want. The shocks and the colors and black and red. I mean, it's just so tough. Oh, here we go. Bar Harbor says he's going to Hoonigan Burn Yard with Fresh Squeeze next spring. That's awesome. Let's see. Camo X4 needs a few cheap mods. He's got those listed. Who else? I have the original Gangster Yeti Junior trophy truck. Oh, there we go. I've seen those. We're running ours completely stock, and we're just having fun. Big B RC. Do I like Traxxas? I do like Traxxas. I don't have anything wrong with them. I thought that they might have done something new because they said the X-Max is back on their Facebook. I think I've actually got that somewhere in the line here. I gotta find it. Where do they show up? Yeah, here it is. Today is Tuesday. Also, the Traxxas X-Max is back. Fire. So I went to it thinking, wait, what? What was gone? Did they up it? You know, was it gone because they were making changes to some little things, like not new version, but just kind of like version 1 with some like new motor setup or whatever, but it just says new colors available now. 8S 50 plus miles an hour, which is screaming fast for a rig that size, I think. But yeah, they're cool trucks. But they were out of stock for a while. A little bit hard to get your hands on some of them. So it had me wondering. I just start closing out some of these things after I go to them. We already did the Tamiya. close that out. All right, where are we at now? What haven't we talked about? And Brad wasn't even here to see that I talked about it. It's too bad. If he might have been in there, I might have let him in to talk about it. He would know all the details about it that I don't know. RC or Trail Kidder RC said he had his vintage Clod out yesterday. He's got an old school OG Clodbuster. Tim Arnold says the prices in the UK are crazy at the moment. Okay. They haven't gone too crazy here yet, and I'm wondering if stuff's going to start opening up again locally. I don't know. We already talked about Axial and Sen. All right, this is something new. This is cool. I know what people are going to be doing with this thing. I think I kind of knew what J Concepts was thinking too. So here's a 12.3-inch wheelbase C10 Chevrolet that's going to fit onto crawlers, but I can see a lot of people using these for monster truck builds as well. So we'll be expecting to see some of these iconic monster trucks. But J Concepts is always putting out stuff that people are asking for. It's one of the cool things about J Concepts. Jason Rona seems to have a really good pulse on what are things that people want. Here's a little video of it rolling out. Look at how good that is. There it is. Crawling through with his little buddy. The Jeep critter thing or whatever they call it. I don't remember the name of it. But it's basically like the Bog Hog Mega Truck without all the crazy monster truck back parts to it. I dig how it looks. Especially their paint job on it is sick. That guy right there. It's crazy what the up next stuff is on Facebook. I don't even know why. It's always like car crashing, some kind of drama. Nothing to do with what you're watching right now. I hate Facebook video. I'll try and watch something and then with my kids, something funny that I see, and the next thing I know is like, whoa, you guys shouldn't be seeing that. Proline is refocusing their efforts, making face shields. You can get them for $7 each, basically. Thought that was interesting. That was 10 days ago, 13 days, almost 2 weeks ago they announced that. But they've got stuff here. They're posting up the Harley Designs things. Trying to see the new stuff that they've got here. They're going out. These are cool. Cool. Little heat waves. I dig it. Anyway, so that's some of the stuff. But here's what I really want to talk about was the Kyosho. They've got this new Trail King, 12 scale. It's kind of like the Blizzard that they have. And so before we go into this is why I want one. Right here. It always goes back to monster trucks, right? Want to do these cool track attack, something, some kind of a Kyosho. Look at the train. Anyway, some kind of a monster tank. They race these in Richmond, the show time guys. And so I'd love to be able to race those as well. So just basically modding out with some kind of a body like this and having some fun. I got enough stuff. I don't need it. But here's some photos of it. This page had some pretty good coverage of it. Circus RC News. Actually looks a lot like Big Squid. But yeah. So there's kind of like the Blizzard look. Anyway, I dig it. What do you guys think about it? Two out there. The other thing they've got is this new wave chopper, they call it. Like a jet ski. Looks pretty interesting. They've got that surfer dude that's really awesome, and now they've got a jet ski. So some new stuff from Kyosho. I think the thing that I'm most excited about probably is getting into something like this, the Trail King. In fact, here's the big squid. Let's see if it's, yeah, it's different looking. But yeah, I don't know. So I have something here. Road Raptor says the jet ski needs to be brushless. Yeah. Go back to some of these comments here in a minute. I bought these. I'd heard that they were going to be coming out with them early on. And, you know, we thought that they were going to be like something that was set up in a store that I'd seen. And so I'm like, yeah, man, if you get some, let me know. I want to get some. And it's a Mini Z 4x4 stackable terrain. And the boxes, it's pretty good size. They're like 18 inches by 18 inches. You get 5 of them in here. I was really excited about it. It's just something portable to kind of carry around, which is what I was trying to do with mine. But let me show you guys, you know, these were $75 for 5 of them. So there's 5 in here. That means they're about $15 each, right? That's what I think of them. Here is what you get. Now, what you may or may not be able to tell from this video, I'm going to turn down the brightness for a second, is that these, that didn't work. I have to do the gain, are molded out of pulp paper. So it's literally like recycled cardboard paper, like spit wad type thing when it hardens. And yeah, you don't want to get it wet, that's for sure. It will get destroyed if you get it wet. So I was a lot bit disappointed in the quality of these for the price. $75 for cardboard that McDonald's gives to you for free when you order 4 drinks or 3 drinks, and they hand them out to you. The little cardboard carriers. Save up 4 of those, and it makes up this size. Just turn them upside down and tape them together, and then save up your egg cartons as well. Your cardboard egg cartons, if you get any of those, and you've got something like this. So what they want you to do is kind of stack them, do 4 of them in a square, and then like put 1 of them on the top of it in the middle, so you have something to crawl up onto, which just looks ghetto as well. To kind of put this just on top like that and crawl up onto it. I don't know. But I think the box could be turned into a pretty good ramp as well. So that would, you know, make my money go a little further as well. I'm usually pretty positive about products. You have to really disappoint me for me to go too too negative about something in a review. You know, I'll point things out like how things handle, how whatever, and let people make up the decision based on what it looks like. There's a few things where I'm just like, yeah, I don't get it. And this is one of them. You can paint it, and they show you how to paint it, but still, I don't know. I don't know what I expected it to be made out of. Plastic, maybe? I don't know. And is plastic better? This probably has better texture for it. What I think I would have wanted was just a lower price. You know, $35. But, I mean, it's expensive to ship because the boxes are so big, I guess. But, I don't know. See you, Shay. So, yeah, it's like a egg crating of some kind. Or even some of the dividers you get. You know, they'll put the cardboard in between things that come in a box as like buffer things, like it's throwaway. That's what it's kind of like, but we're getting charged a crazy amount for it. So at this point, I would just say wait for the price to come down when they're not selling. And people want to get shelf space back because the boxes are huge and they're going to take up a lot of real estate. But I do love Kyosho's products. You know, so that's why I was kind of shocked. I know things are a little bit overpriced, and we talk about it anyway. You know, it's not overpriced. It's just their premium price. The Mini Z lineup, especially, which this is part of. But those have such a quality to them that I just kind of expected something else than what I got. And so maybe that's the problem, is because I ordered it sight unseen, didn't see the box. And I just rolled up to the door. I'd already paid for it. Just grabbed the box, walked to my car. I'd also gotten like an Arma charger for AAA batteries and stuff for the car. Some rechargeable AAAs. And I didn't even look at it. I mean, it says it right on here. Made of paper pulp. Keep dry. So, anyway. Conspiracy there. Don't step on it. My thought was, and I told some of the guys after I opened it, I got out of the car and I literally went into a live stream after dark onto Steve O'D's, I think it was. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I probably just want to put like rhino liner or something for a truck bed in there and just spray them with it to make them hard. And I don't know. It'll still have a texture to grip, but I mean, you can get a whole Mini Z racetrack out of foam stuff for like $200 or something. And it's a big thing. So it's a lame product. Hate to say that. Sorry, Kyosho, but I feel that way about it. I mean, let's even look it up. I'll pull one up here. Kyosho Mini Z track. Okay, that's 310. Still, let's pull that up. So if you get something like this, it's $310. But it's got like all these edgings. Look at how many pieces of foam there are that go together to make this for $310. For that, you'd get about 4 of these, so you get like 20 pieces of cardboard. My math's not maybe there. Anyway. The tiles are a little smaller. They're 12 by 12. But it's all interlocking, and they've got the side rails that go on them. Just seems like it's a better use of money. All right, see ya, Bar Harbor Basher. So that was just something conspiracy-wise. Maybe there's something down in the box that I haven't looked all the way in. And they've got like a golden Easter egg because they want to see what'll happen if people will actually take them out and use them after they open and see what they got. But the taking out and letting other people use it or whatever kind of goes out the window if it's not super durable. But yeah, don't get wet tires and roll on it, I guess. Don't want it to swell up. Although they paint it, so it'd have to be pretty wet. I think. Well, I think conspiracy-wise, that's just the timer. I think we've hit pretty much everything that I was looking at for the conspiracies. So we can go into topics you guys have, or we can get ready to wrap. We've gone for our hour. But any questions you guys have? So here's what I've got coming. I'll try and remember them all. Because some of the stuff I ordered was back ordered, and I ordered it a while back. So I put on order probably a month ago or more a TLR 22 5, the AC, the carpet edition. So we have a new track that opened up right in time to not allow people to be there and running, which stinks for them. I don't know if they're running with smaller groups or what they're still doing, but it's unfortunate timing. They also opened up a hobby shop in there, but I wanted to be able to run there, so I ordered a carpet off-road car to be able to run. And so I'm waiting for that to come in. Have the servo for that already. It's a nice servo, and servo and receiver in one by Spectrum. So that's nice. I need to get a motor and ESC for it and things like that, and we should be ready to roll. Fan. I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to be relying on people at the track to kind of give me some tips. Hopefully they'll share a little bit of tips with me. They know that I won't be any real competition for them. But what else? So that we got the drag car. Hopefully it's coming soon. Waiting on it. The FCX 10.3's down there waiting to be built. We've got to open up the not the TRX4, the Kyosho Mini Z 4x4 Toyota 4Runner and test it out on these. Maybe I'll like them. Can't rule them out yet. Maybe the crawling on them is gonna just be amazing, and I will be upset that I even said anything, and I might have to do a retraction video because this and the rubber tires just go together so well, and the little porous, I don't know. But we'll see. So I have that I'm working on. That might... Oh, the Clodbuster's coming as well. Oh, and the Bomber 2. So there's quite a few things coming to be unboxing, into showing, into running. It's going to be busy. Busy times, busy with work. Going to be busy with the RC stuff. So hopefully I can keep up, right? We'll see. There's so many people putting out so much awesome stuff right now. I'm not doing YouTube really as a keep up thing, so but we'll see. You gotta at least try somewhat. Cool stuff. And then I have those Hess axles coming. So you guys can see what path that's heading down soon. That's going to take a little while. Dwayne Goodwin said, just won the 22 5.0. Can't wait to race it. Thanks, Freestyle RC. Wow, man. That's awesome. Here we go. Trail Critter RC says, maybe an official Element four-wheel steer kit. They showed people to make them with the extra axle after they install the independent front suspension kit. Huh. I do know that John Schultz runs a 4 steer on one of his crawlers, so maybe. But I don't know that it has to come as a kit. I mean, you're really just buying the axle elements, right? That would be from the front and moving it to the rear. So, like, I'm going to be doing that to one of my SMT 10s. After I finish the build video, I'm going to go back and show how to do it for steer. But I'm going to pull in a different truck because I don't want to have it on my race truck. I want to have it on my play truck that I'm going to bash around, which will be the original sticker bomb. All right. Peace out, Honey Walnut RC. Big B RC. Any ideas on basher tracks? He's building one. depends how you want to bash. I like to leave it open. So originally I built a track in my yard. I talked about building another track, but I don't really see myself as a track person anymore. When I had my low C10 SCTE for the first time, I was thinking I wanted to do a track. But the more that I run it, the less I want to be confined by the lanes, and I just want to be able to hit from every side. So more like a tabletop with different approaches on each side. Different angles of launch would be cool. And that's one of the things I'm going to do is make like a fun box in the middle. And then I can show you guys something. You haven't maybe seen it on here yet. Michael Plummer, am I still loving the Mad Van? I am. I haven't been able to drive it in a couple weeks, 2 weeks or so, just because of time and because I've been running so many other things, trying to, well, just enjoy them. But I'm running the Primal RC all the time. That's part of it. I just never want to stop driving it. But I do really like that a lot. Fresh Squeezed RC has his going bonkers awesome. So let me just pull up here. Speaking of backyard tracks, you're not going to see my backyard track. This is something that is going to my backyard track. Man, holy cow, I had a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of live streams recently. All right, so here we go. That's the audio for it. You guys can't see it. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you can see where we're going with this. This is brand new. Going in the backyard. Oh, let's go full screen. New Send It ramp. And I'm not hitting that with much power at all. And it just sends it off of there. So yeah. That is the new hotness at the house. My koi pond, which I just love. And we're going to be working on adding onto that as well, hopefully this summer. Here's where I first mentioned the the paper when I wasn't happy. But yeah, so we're going to try and go further back. Well, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to jump the kids' fort. So first, I'm going to see how high it will send the Typhon. I need to put the M2C chassis on it. That's the other work I have to do. I need to finish the rock bouncer. So add that to the list of other things that I talked about. And you've got the makings of an insane couple weeks here. If I ever get to finishing the... I just liked my thing. I was trying to get over here and do that. Click that button. But yeah, so gonna be pretty crazy. Tim Arnold, Medic has the best backyard bashing track ever. He does. So here is what I'm talking about, Big BRC. And I've been talking, I say this, I think, on the podcast as well. But my idea is to do a 5th scale Monster Jam course in the backyard. So what does that mean? That means to have that fun box where there's different style approaches and the way that, you know, if it's flat for landings or takeoff, but then some are kind of scooped to send it high, and all of these different hits that you can have around it. And then a couple of other jumps that they do, the doubles, and then a backflip container box at the back of the fence. So that's what I'm hoping to do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I would need a lot of dirt brought in, which I don't mind doing. But we'll, you know, and I would love to talk to the Andersons and see if they would come up and help me make sure that things are kind of scale and how they operate on the real trucks to really kind of make the Primal RC a real scale course that it can run on. So if I do that, Marlon Cox, you're going to have to come up here, down here, and hit it. So the cool thing about it, even though it's going to be like a 5th scale Monster Jam track in the yard, it'll still allow you to run other RCs on it. And yeah. So it'll just be, you can hit it from everywhere. And that's what I like about the Monster Jam setup, is that you can go from all different angles. Everyone can change up their approaches, hit the jumps from the side, even if it's not meant to be hit that way, and just go nuts. So we'll see. I got to have, a couple truckloads of dirt brought in and then move it, and probably try and put some stuff underneath it just so I don't have to use dirt. Maybe make some boxes or put junk underneath it. I don't know what, but that would help save me having it all be just straight up dirt. It makes it a pain to clear out later because you can't just hit it with the front end loader, but we'll see. But yeah, if that happens, Marlon, you'll have to come over and hit it up. So I've let the cat out of the bag. After seeing the thing on Losi the other day, I reached out to Hess. I asked if he still had any axles available. He had 3 sets, and so I have an order of them. I haven't actually paid for them yet, so hopefully, I don't do anything to make him not want to sell them to me. But I have that kind of worked out. Oh, in fact, he just messaged me. So it's $680. So shipping's getting insane these days, and I just had to pay it for my mixer. $46 to ship the mixer back to get it worked on for my free service claim, warranty claim. But anyway, that's a different story. I digress with that story. Getting a lot of stuff from you guys, which is awesome. And always feel free to reach out to me. I try to respond to people. Justin O'Neill, thank you, man. Says dirt ain't free. $5 super chat. You've been awesome to me, man. Thank you so much for that. Swampers RC, yeah, Medics is a 1/5 race course, so my goal is to do a 1/5 Monster Jam course. Maybe one time even paint it up, see if I can get anybody to sponsor me to really do it all up, help pay for some spray paint or whatever to spray up all the jump faces and all that. It's a pain to do it. But yeah. That's my big pipe dream, and I want to do it before summer when it's so stinking hot to do it. And it's owed to me. I say owed to me, but that was my Christmas present from 2 years ago. I'm trying to cash in on it. Was to get dirt and a rental of a Bobcat to move the dirt. But my neighbor has a tractor front end loader. He'd probably be willing to come help me out some. I don't know about as much as I want to get, but yeah. Cole just put logs under the jumps. So that's what I used to do with the other stuff. I just don't have any logs right now. I mean, we had some big ones. We cut down some oak trees, and those were really good. Moving them around is a pain in the butt, but it also will why am I blanking? It also will deteriorate, rot, and so that becomes a problem with the. But you could do cinder blocks. They're pretty cheap. You could put something like that, stacks of those underneath. There's ideas of what can be done to help do it. Jeremy Smith says you need to talk to Gavin. He is in the track crew. Yeah, we actually joked about it at one point. He said if I do something like that, he's got to come through, and if they come through Norfolk or Hampton, stop by and run. So that's where that's at. But the Hess axles I just ordered up. You guys saw on accident had my eBay page still up. I found the last 2 sets of the MTXL tires for sale, shipping from the USA on eBay last night. They're sold out at Horizon Hobby. So Barry went on, showed his whole truck thing. I reached out to him. He told me about the parts list and all that kind of stuff. He has a turnkey, but what I wanted to do is I knew some of this stuff was going to be, I don't have all the money up front, but I knew some of the stuff's going to be hard to find, and I wanted to get my hands on that. Like Hess only runs his axles a couple times a year. And then also like the tires, I knew those were going to be gone soon because they discontinued the MTXL. I wasn't sure about shocks because they're HPI, and there's some Roven ones, but they're also hard to get your hands on right now. So I think I found King Motor, which I think is also the same as Primal RC and the Roven shipping out of New York, have some shocks that are the same as the rear shocks on the HPI, which is what Bar uses. So I'm trying to get some of those main things of the build sorted at this point, and anything that has to be made, like the axle or the chassis is custom cut. The links are custom made, and the sway bars are custom made. So I think those things I paid up so that I could have those starting to get work done, and then the other stuff is readily available just through like a DBXL. So there's tons of stuff out there for those still right now because it's still a truck you can get. Man, my sinuses are plugging up on me. So yeah. Road Raptor says just sent Medic some stickers he's been missing for Overkill 2020. Hope he uses them. That's cool, man. Bill's Custom says he could hit the fifth scale stuff with any of his rigs. Exactly. And really, for some of the smaller stuff, I've got like that RC bash ramp. I've got, which I did buy. I can't think of the guy's name that told me about it. He did a video with his sons, and they stepped on it. Oh man, he's in live streams. He does a lot of the competition with Drifto. Why am I blanking on their name? Their channel name, but he recommended getting rounded like Phillips head bolts instead of the hex or the standard bolts, I guess, on there, the squared off ones, because they just broke two of my trucks. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna flip over. As much as I like the grip of the diamond plate, when you actually feel it with your hands, it's pretty abrasive. So I could see how that would do some damage to the chassis as well. So I'll just flip it over, have the nice, yes, Roadside RC. Thank you. Couldn't think of it. Thank you, Michael, for coming through. Roadside RC hooked me up with a tip. Brian said there's been 100 degrees there. Man, that's in SoCal. That is brutal. Our biggest problem is the humidity. And because we're in a swampy area, we get these nasty, huge flies. I mean, I don't know why they have issues with us flying drones with those things in the sky, man. Those flies are massive. But they also have these, we call them yellow flies. They're kind of greenish colored, and they just will torment you. You can't walk out there without them swarming your head. So that's why come summer, you see me not running back there a lot. You don't even want to be out if you're not like in the pool. You can't be anywhere shaded or by trees because they come out from there and they can bite you and it really hurts, but it's more that they just swarm. Like they just, circle your head nonstop. Road Raptor said Roadside is a good dude. He's local and got me interested in doing YouTube. That's cool. I don't think I'm subbed to you, Road Raptor. I'm going to have to jump over and do that after. Or I could actually just jump over and do that right now. Because I'm not on a spot where I can click through, because this is through StreamYard. What's going on, Sal R? Yeah, Jeremy Smith. Let's not forget the vultures that take small kids and dogs. Jeremy lives just around the corner from me, in about 5 minutes away or so. And yeah, he's got the same stuff he's got to deal with. Road Raptor mostly crawling for now. Still learning editing and don't have a microphone for good audio. Man, you don't need it if you're out there doing stuff. All I use is my phone. I have a little microphone for it, but I almost never use it when you're doing just the talking and running, or even just voiceover afterward to my phone. It does pretty good if you have an iPhone. The noise canceling in it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, all right, I just subbed him. Well, guys, I'm going to let you go. I do have a video. I showed you the pictures of the scale course. Not scale course, but a couple obstacles we're working on. So I have some run footage of that we've got, plus kind of just to talk through the build of it and things like that. I need to edit and get up for you guys. Sal R, do I still bash my Hyperloop? I do not still bash my Hyperloop, but because I actually race my Hyperloop, I did bash it for the Kevin Talbot thing, and I thought I broke it, but the knuckles or the end of the axles just kind of pop off. It kind of is got a groove on the axle, and then it's kind of got a hump. This is really great terminology right here. On the end of the axle that slides on, and you screw it down. It's got like a slit in it to tighten it down, so it clamps on. But instead of braking when you hit, like the C-hub, it just pulls off. And so I literally just put it back on, unscrewed it a little bit, put it back on, tighten it back down, and it's fine. So what looked like crazy carnage in that video for Kevin Talbot with that wheel and the axle piece flying and all that, nothing broke. And that truck handles way better now than my B50 because of the mods I've done to it. Going to 4 shocks, the on axle steering, the J Concepts tires with the wheel extenders by RC 4-wheel drive. Totally different truck. Handles awesome. So, yeah. Blue Dually 4x4. This is the truth, and I'm doing it right now. All of this is fed right back in here really loud. It actually helps when you're just talking to yourself, though, because if you don't hear anything, like there's no realization of what you're doing, and if you're just talking like this into a room, it just feels even more weird because you don't kind of get the concept of what's going on. So I don't know, for me to just sit here and talk and talk and talk, I can't really do it that long in front of a camera unless I'm working on something and have something to talk about. And even then, my voice, I can feel it kind of fade as I get into a build video. I get more boring and tired as it goes because I don't have the energy. But if you keep these on, you constantly hear yourself, and so you kind of keep it at that same level, which is pretty nice. But hearing your own voice is really weird. And actually, this isn't really my real voice that I'm using right now. So if I were to use my real voice, I'd probably just talk more somewhere down here, a little bit softer type voice. And really, I'm kind of a quiet guy too, so Jeremy can talk about that some. But you wouldn't want to hear somebody talk like this for very long because, unless you're just having a conversation, it's pretty sleepy. Because video and the way it transfers is just weird. And Marlon's into music. He knows a lot of sound stuff. He'd kind of get it. So when I was getting into video production, kind of what we were told was when you're doing voice stuff to talk like you're talking to a person in another room. And so that gives it much more energy and is a little bit more interesting to talk or for video, for actually listening to. And so that's kind of what I do. I just, kind of go into like that radio voice, like, hey guys, what's going on? It's not my typical voice at all. So when I hear it back, I don't think of it as being me when I'm talking like that or what my voice sounds like, because I know that's not how I talk. My wife and kids make fun of me. Oh, he's going into his video voice. So yeah. But Marlon says, I drove Barry's 1/5 scale and almost was tempted to spend some of my daughter's college tuition. See, that's a voice that's not natural to me. But these microphones help too. When you get them really close, they add a whole lot more dimension. Yeah, man, I'm seeing that college tuition going. But so I've got the actuals on order as of 11:30 tonight. Probably is when I'll get to it. When I wrap on here, I'll finish up that, and I won't actually see how beautiful they are for a while. I'm shipping them straight on down to Bari, and then as I get the money to finish the rest of it, I'll send him stuff. He's gonna build it. So I've got already too many builds, and I wouldn't know what I'm doing with something like that that's custom. Yeah, Marlon, this mic is, I always forget the name. It's the SM7B by Shure. So it's a lot of people use these for radio, for podcasting, for music, actually. It's a great singing microphone. But, yeah, needs a cloud lifter, though. It's a really quiet mic. Jeremy Smith says, I'll attest, it's very difficult to stay in the video voice for long. I suck at it. Yeah, it especially is if you're not listening to it and you can't hear it fading. You can't hear it fading. But yeah, if you're back here and you're just kind of in your normal voice and it's just kind of quiet and it's just, it can get sleepy. The lisp starts to come out more. My mouth is actually pretty dry from talking so much. But I've actually got some MXL mics that were really cheap, and they work really great too. Or even the Blue Yeti. That microphone works really well. So, but yeah. Anyway, we're getting out of the RC realm into the voice realm. Do I have anything cool I could do with it? I don't know. I'm not really set up on this one to do anything cool. Especially right now. There's some effects in this board, but I don't think I have any of it turned on. So can't get too crazy with it. You can hear a little bit of the change in there. Now I just got to turn it off. The effects send. What's going on, JRam02? About to head out. Marlon, this is on Phantom Power. It's using the cloud lift. If you don't have a cloud lift, you have to really gain this mic up. What it does is it's really sensitive, so it only picks up. Like, if I'm talking over here, you literally cannot hear. I'm still talking just as loud as I was, but you can't hear it very well because all of the microphone comes right out of here. That's where it is, right there. So, because my room in my house is noisy and there's wash machines going during the day and all that stuff when I'm trying to podcast or make the videos, you need something that just only picks up like what's right here in front of it. And, the further away that you get from it and the further off the access of the microphone you get, the more hard it is to even hear anything that's being said. So it's really, the technology is pretty insane. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's the microphone demo for you guys. If you're looking for a microphone, sure, SM7B with a cloud lift. XLR, it's not USB, so then you need a mixer for it. Then your desk gets all crowded. Then you got like cables everywhere. It's a mess down there right now. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a great night and that you guys are staying safe. Especially people in the hardest hit areas by this virus. I don't feel it like probably some of the rest of you guys do because if we don't have that many cases here in Chesapeake. We have enough that it put a hurt on our hospital for a while because the amount that they had happened kind of at the same time. But, like 200 is a small number compared to what, New York City and them are going through. So we haven't really felt the impact. And I know that some of you guys have all over the world. So hope you guys are staying safe. Hope you're finding fun and enjoyment out of RCing. And even if you're not getting out to do it, but through wrenching, through watching all the awesome content that's being put out there by the drivers, by the companies, by you guys. And it's a great time. And be sure to check out the podcast, the While My Battery's Charged podcast. If you're into that kind of thing, I kind of thought that maybe nobody'd listen to it because, a lot of people that said they wanted it was for their drive time. And so if people aren't driving and going to work, I thought that the views or the listens would go way down, but they're still up there. So thanks for listening to that, guys. And we'll catch you next time. We will be doing an RC Conspiracy. We should be doing it next week since the build is going to be wrapped before then. And I'll get my bench back finally to do some other videos other than build videos. So still got to edit the last two. So much to do. Not enough time, especially when I'm doing live streams. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next video. Have fun RCing. Click.